everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I will be ranking every season of Fortnite from Chapter 1 Season 1 to Chapter 5 Season 3 on a scale of 1 to 10. I would like to hear your opinions on any of these seasons, and anything you agree or disagree with, and what your favorite and least favorite season is, or anything like that in the comments. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So, I kind of lied to you in the intro, because I can't really rank every season, because I started in Chapter 1, Season 8. But I do have a friend that helped me out with ranking Season 7. But for Seasons 1 through 6, I don't have any ratings for. Season 7, my friend gave an 8 out of 10. The problem with some of these earlier seasons are they happened many, many years ago, so the memories can be pretty faded. But my friend talked about how she really enjoyed the ice/Christmas theme of the season. And she got her first win this season, prompting fond memories, which is reflected by her score for the season of an 8 out of 10. For Season 8, we both gave it a 7 out of 10. Season 8 introduced many items and a whole new section of the map, with a main attraction of a volcano. This volcano became part of the focus for the season's live event, and the volcano was also where I landed my first game I ever played. Other than that, I don't really remember much of my experience during this season, so it was difficult to pick a rating. Season 9. On average, we gave it a 6.75. Season 9 was an overall pretty good season. The reason I didn't like it as much was some of the weapon decisions, like vaulting the pump and adding the burst SMG. Other than that, I liked the Neo theme for the POIs, and the live event was great. This was also the first season I got a win by myself during a solo squad. Season X, we gave an average rating of an 8. Season X, I feel, would be regarded as a great season by most if the mechs were not part of it. But I didn't really care much about the mechs, and the Battle Pass was one of my favorites, mainly because my main skin was part of it. I also had fond memories of playing with my friends in Tilted Town, and a lot of the other locations. The Black Hole event was also a great ending to Chapter 1, and it brought us into a whole new chapter. I gave Chapter 2 Season 1 a 6.5 out of 10. Chapter 2 Season 1 was cool at the start, and would have actually been good if they either had more updates or if it was shorter. There's not much to talk about, so let's go to Chapter 2 Season 2, which I rated a 10 out of 10. Chapter 2 Season 2 was without a doubt the best season of all time, for me. The bosses were great, the live event was good, the LTMs were great, and the theme was cool. The complaint that it was too long because of a delay is something I don't really agree with, because it was really fun. Chapter 2 Season 3, I gave an 8 out of 10. Chapter 2 Season 3 is a season I always thought was bad, but I think the reason I thought that was because it was smushed between two great seasons. But when I look back on it, it was actually a pretty good season, except for the Charge Suckin' and the Marauders. Chapter 2 Season 4, I gave a 9 out of 10. Chapter 2 Season 4 was yet again a great season. Great Marvel Mythics, a good Battle Pass, good theme, good LTMs, and good event. We're all just good ups. This season was a blast to play during, but not quite my second favorite. Chapter 2 Season 5, I gave a 5 out of 10. Chapter 2 Season 5 was so mid that I forgot it existed, but there were some good things like Sand Tunneling. But that only lasted a little bit, and the Mandalorian Sniper was pretty good, but overall this season was not that special. Chapter 2 Season 6, I gave a 2 out of 10. Chapter 2 Season 6 was one of the worst seasons in Fortnite, mainly because of the makeshift weapons that were the main weapons that you would find. And the crafting mechanic was pretty interesting, but I don't think it was used really well. Mythic boots during that season, no one remembers because they took a lot of effort and it was pretty bad, making it the worst mythic in the history of Fortnite. Chapter 2, Season 7, I give a 6 out of 10. Chapter 2, Season 7 was pretty fun at points, and the theme was good. I just felt like it was a little boring further into the season. One of the most fun parts of the season was the UFO minigame. At the end of the season, the Operation Skyfire event was actually pretty fun, but led to Chapter 2, Season 8. I gave Chapter 2, Season 8 a 4 out of 10. Chapter 2, Season 8 was the second worst season in Chapter 2. The worst part of the season was the sideways weapon, and the game was a bit boring to play during this season. But the season culminated in the season-ending event. The end event was pretty good, and it was very hyped to play with friends. This event led to the end of Chapter 2 and brought us to Chapter 3, Season 1, I gave a 9.5 out of 10. Chapter 3, Season 1 was a breath of fresh air after how bad the last season was. This season had the Spider-Man Mythic and the MK, which were both amazing weapons, and this season was a blast to play. And I honestly feel like it was the second best season of Fortnite. Chapter 3, Season 2, I gave a 7.5 out of 10. Chapter 3, Season 2 was fun at the start when I was playing with friends, and it was decently fun. The weapons were pretty fun to use, and the live event at the end of the season was pretty good. Chapter 3, Season 3 was a 7 out of 10. Chapter 3, Season 3 was a pretty good season. There were some cool items such as the grapple glove, which was the worst version of the Spider-Man Mythic, but was still fun to use. This season also added reality saplings, which were easy and good loot. Overall, it was fun with friends, but got a bit boring near the end. Chapter 3, Season 4 was a 1 out of 10. Chapter 3, Season 4 was the worst season of Fortnite ever. The Chrome was not fun, the Evo Chrome weapons were horrible, and the live event of the season is widely regarded as the worst event in Fortnite history. But no need to spend more time on this chapter, because we are moving on to Chapter 4, Season 1. I gave an 8 out of 10. Chapter 4, Season 1 was the season that showed off Unreal Engine 5, making it look amazing for those who had the ability to see it. Not much for me, though, who is on Switch. But the season also had some fun items, like the hammer and the motorcycle. These two are fun, but the hammer reminds me of the trolling my friend used to do. Augments were also added this season, and there were some pretty fun ones, but others were not so fun. Chapter 4, Season 2, I give a 6.5 out of 10. Chapter 4, Season 2, for me, was a bit of a disappointment, mainly because Mega City, which promised to be a huge POI, but I felt was underwhelming because the buildings were mostly empty and the motorcycles were much worse in the new areas compared to the old ones. But those weren't all the things this season. Mainly, I thought the kinetic blade was fun to use, and this is the season I posted my first Fortnite video during. All that being said, this season as a whole was pretty fun. Chapter 4, Season 3, I gave a 6 out of 10. Chapter 4, Season 3 was another pretty mid-season. The new jungle area was a bit boring after a while, but there were some fun weapons like the mammoth pistol, and sometimes the boomerang. Overall, the season is kind of forgettable. Chapter 4, Season 4, I give an 8.5 out of 10. Chapter 4, Season 4 was the best season in Chapter 4. It was very fun to play with the return of old mythics, and it was a fun idea, and the return of the spy theme was a smart move. This season, like most others, did have flaws, but it was pretty good, and its use of a time machine brought us back to a time that many were very hyped for. OG season, I gave a 7 out of 10. Fortnite OG was a experience that many enjoyed, but I thought was pretty boring. I am in a vast minority when I say I don't really like the OG season, but that is if I was mainly playing by myself, which I was. But my friends were what made it more fun. But I couldn't say it was one of the best seasons because I personally didn't really like it. But the live event at the end was amazing. Probably my favorite live event I've ever been in. And that event led into Chapter 5, Season 1. I gave an 8 out of 10. Chapter 5, Season 1 introduced weapon mods and medallions into the game. And it was also the season I made my first 100 games video during. This season was a lot of fun for me, and the only bad part was how overpowered the medallions were at the start. But the rest of the season, including the mini event, was fun. Chapter 5 Season 2, I gave an 8.5 out of 10. Chapter 5 Season 2 is probably the best season so far in this chapter. It started off great with a few unbalanced items and stayed fun throughout the season, and it had some great weapons, a fun theme, and fun mechanics like the skulls. This season overall was pretty fun. Chapter 5 Season 3, I gave a 3 out of 10. We are finally at Chapter 5 Season 3, the latest season as of the filming and release of this video, but this season has been horrible when not playing with friends. The cars, even after the nerf, are still really good, and the best part of this season, Fortnite Reload, is difficult when playing solo, and can sometimes be easy and sometimes difficult when going with randoms. Me not enjoying Battle Royale and Reload being difficult when you're by yourself has made me not really want to play this season. That's been my rankings of every season so far. As I was recording this, Fortnite released a trailer for Fortnite Absolute Doom, which is next season, and it looks really good. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.